Welcome to your Tuesday edition of FreightWaves Now. My name is Kyle Cunningham. Here today is Donny Gilbert with your brokerage update. Donny, what do you have for us today?
Well, today I brought you the inbound tender rejection index. And the reason I brought the inbound is because everybody's kind of watching what's going to happen with the eastern seaboard. So we have the hurricane out here. It's kind of over the Bahamas, moving up, and they're not exactly sure where it's going to hit. We know somewhere between maybe Georgia and North Carolina. So looking at here, you see a lot where inbound tender rejection rates are picked up for the Lakeland area and Jacksonville area. That was the first threat. And now as it turns up, you see that we have a lot of inbound tender rejections growing in the Alabama area. This is actually where they're staging a lot of the FEMA stuff right now. But wondering what's going to happen up here between Georgia and North Carolina, we're not exactly sure yet. So right now the tender rejection rates are fairly low. But as a broker, you need to be really careful. With the storm out there and moving, what you don't want to happen is to book a load into those areas and not be watching the storm and everything get closed and blocked. So therefore your truck's actually going to be stuck after they've picked up this from the shipper and before they've closed or after they've closed at the consignee. So what can happen there is the truck just sit for 2 and 3 or maybe even 4 days as the storm comes on through. So brokers need to watch these areas, make sure if they're picking up a load headed into maybe the Myrtle Beach, the Wilmington areas, that they have enough time to get in there with anticipating the storm coming up. And if it starts getting within that 24-hour mark, you may not want to pick the load up yet. Because once you pick that load up, you may not be able to take it back. If you're lucky, they may have an alternate delivery point, but don't count on that. So brokers definitely need to pay attention with what's going on with the storm. Now, if the storm does hit in this area, expect the inbound tender rejection rates to start jumping up very, very quickly, because all loads, especially you're going to have FEMA loads, rescue loads coming into these areas, and rates are going to start jumping really quickly as capacity tightens up. Now, outbound loads, once the FEMA trucks start delivering, they might be looking for loads to get themselves out of there. So you might be see outbound tender rejection rates start dropping to help get the trucks back to an Atlanta or maybe the Midwest area.
Fantastic perspective from the storm today. Thanks, Donny, for that brokerage update.